If you go searching for waterfalls to explore, Niagara Falls is one of the most impressive. There are 3 waterfalls that fall between the American state of New York and the Canadian province of Ontario. Besides the number of people who attempt to go over the falls, walk across them or try other stunts, there's a few other interesting facts that you might not be aware of. To fully comprehend the magic of Niagara Falls, it's important to understand its history and some of the things that have taken place here. One interesting thing that happened here was the draining of Niagara Falls. In 1969, Niagara's American Falls were dewatered for 6 months during the summer and autumn months to evaluate the rock face and determine if erosion was causing it to become destabilized. Stopping such a powerful waterfall was no easy feat. The American Army built a 600-foot dam across the Niagara River, diverting the 60,000 gallons of water that flowed each second entirely over the Canadian side. The dam was built up of nearly 30,000 tons of rocks, and used to stop the flow of the American Falls since only 10% of the water followed that route. While the falls dried up, many engineers got to work and analysed any faults that would ultimately damage the falls over time. Workers continued to clean out the bottom of the river, and tourists were able to view the inaccessible falls from a viewpoint that was 20 feet from the edge of the dry falls. Sadly, when engineers were doing investigations of the areas that were now empty of water, they stumbled across a chilling discovery. The investigators announced that they'd found a woman's body. Sadly, not long after this discovery was made, it was announced that a man jumped over the falls and took his own life. When looking into the story, investigators have been unable to find any more information about the individuals, with sites detailing that it's not just these 2 people who have lost their lives in and around Niagara Falls. It was also reported that while the army was investigating the area, they found millions of coins, all of which were removed, along with the people who were found, noting that this was done in a respectful manner. After almost 4 months of working on the falls, the dam was blown up with dynamite in front of 2,650 observers. The flow of the American Falls was restored, and Niagara Falls returned to the falls that we know and love. Interestingly, another fact about Niagara Falls that may surprise you is that it's a great power source. One of the greatest inventors, Nikola Tesla, was behind the creation, and knew that back in the mid-1890s, renewable resources was the way forward for humanity, with Tesla going on to mention that he was a firm believer in green energy, which was evident in his inventions. He supported hydrothermal, solar and geothermal power. Impressive when you remember that he was saying these things over 130 years ago. As most inventors do, Nikola Tesla saw and thought outside the box. He could see past the beauty of the falls themselves, and uncover one of the best ways to create power, through a hydroelectric power plant. In 1895, Tesla worked with an industrialist by the name of George Westinghouse to create the first hydroelectric plant at Niagara Falls. This invention not only was a stroke of genius, but it also changed the way we look at natural forces as a means to fulfill our ever-growing needs as a society. To make matters even more interesting, Tesla was rivals with Thomas Edison at the time, something that's been well documented. They were competing against each other to see who could produce the most efficient system to transmit electricity. For Nikola Tesla, creating this plant at Niagara Falls wasn't something he simply fell into. It was a lifelong dream of his to work on a system that could be powered by the falls. As a child, he played with mechanical models and created water turbines, insisting that he would go to America someday to work on it. His dream came true after many years of hard work and determination. His electricity was ordered by thousands in the first few years, which led to the increase of generators due to high demand. That led to more of the United States using this type of power, and by 1920, over 25% of the country was using hydroelectric plants. It's safe to say that Nikola Tesla probably doesn't get enough credit. Tesla was truly a genius, and has left an amazing legacy in working with Niagara Falls. We probably wouldn't be where we are today if it hadn't been for his ingenuity and desire to work with this natural wonder to create a life-changing source of power. Although humans have long tried to control the elements, researchers have announced that Niagara Falls is eroding. Over the years, the rate of erosion has been approximately 3 feet per year, and over the past 12,300 years it's eroded 7 miles, or 11.4 kilometers. Fortunately, due to corrective efforts, the falls continue to erode at around 1 foot per year on average. Even at only 1 foot per year, it's eroding at a rapid rate. The rate at which the vast amount of water flows over the rocks causes rocks to break, and minerals that would typically strengthen rocks are washed away by the water. The cold climate of the Niagara region from November to May each year also impacts the erosion of the falls. The rocks freeze, and then when they thaw in the summer months, they're more likely to endure breakage. Another issue is that the water currently flows over limestone rock, which is a fairly soft rock. As the water continues to flow heavily over the limestone, it will eventually break down and reach an even softer layer of rock beneath. When that happens, the rate of erosion will only increase, becoming more of a problem. So what do you make of these discoveries? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.